Today, Sunday, the 11th of May 2025, we have some handpicked match prediction to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stat and analytics to help you make your picks in the list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpick events, which we share to members only, including the Shaw handpick events, which we share to members only, then of course you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or the Level 3 master plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. So without wasting time, let's look at the game we have to share with you. But before we proceed, we want to say congratulations based on yesterday's event for we registered huge win rate. And of course, before we proceed to the games of today, I have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel here, you are going to notice that we provide our handpick event based on our top 9, top 10, top 12, top 15 games to members only. And you can take advantage of these features to take your winning to the next level. For you to have access to members only match prediction picks, then you want to make sure to join Level 2 Pro membership package plan or Level 3 master plan. Of course, if you join any of the plan, you're also going to have access to top-notch tutorial classes. For example, if you become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you also have access to Level 2 Pro classes. This will give you access to the live match corner kick strategy step by step, a simple trick to make consistent win, never seen match prediction strategy that will amaze you, the straight win and comeback strategy for you, the tactical straight win and 2.5 goal strategy that you can use at the advantage, and a 99% win rate strategy for members only of the Level 2 Pro. So you have access to all of these top notch. There are 6 of them. Once you become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you can access all of these tutorial classes in one place from the link below this video. But if you become a member of the Level 3 Master, you can have access to even top-notch tutorial classes titled as the Level 3 Master classes. This will give you access to the excellent corner kick strategy review step by step, the top secret AI tool we use to find games in terms of straight wins and goal probability, the game changer corner kick strategy that reveals the top secret site we use to find corner kick event to include in our sleep, 6 amazing AI tools you can use at your advantage, the match prediction strategy explained step by step based on home and away match prediction picks, and 2.5 goal strategy you can use to beat the bookies and win even more. These are some of the top-notch tutorial classes for people at the Level 3 Master level. For you to have access to all of these features, then you want to make sure to subscribe to the Level 3 membership package plan to have access to all our handpick events as well as events for the particular games or these particular tutorials we have shared all in one place. For those of you who are interested, then you want to make sure to follow the link below this video to subscribe to any of your choice membership level to have access to these features. Also, if you come here to the front page of our channel here and locate this area titled as the video tab and click on it directly, you also discover some top-notch classes or tutorials we have made for free for you all. Of course, for example, we have this particular one here we just recently published 3 days ago, which we title it as the 4 secret strategy you can use to make amazing win. Of course, here we explain some of the strategies you never knew existed before, and you want to make sure to watch it to the end to learn some of the tips and strategy we have explained to help you to make picks in terms of game predictions. Of course, the more you scroll across this page, you're going to see even more tutorials you can use at your advantage. For example, you can see this one here, the top 5 prediction app you can use at your advantage. We have explained some of the apps you can use to find games, and as well as some of the features compared you can use it at your advantage. We have another one here which we have mentioned as the top tips for expert picks. Of course, you can use advantage of that as well. This is it here, title it as the expert tip winning strategy, which we have explained and shared to you all, which you can take advantage of it. Next here, we have the 5 hidden Sofascore tips and features you never knew existed before. You can also watch this tutorial to the end to learn some of the tips, hidden features of Sofascore. You can take advantage of it and start to take your win also to the next height. Of course, these are some of the tutorial classes you can take for free, which is found on the video tab of our channel here from the front page. So without wasting time, let's now look at some of the events we have to share with you. Looking at the first event, we looked here in the Spain La Liga. We are looking at Barcelona against Real Madrid. In this event, both of the two sides have proved to be good at scoring, and they do concede in terms of recent event they have had, especially in the Champions League they just recently had against Inter 3-3. In the Coupe de Rey, you can see 3-2, Barcelona against Real. This time they are coming again to meet, and the most recent head-to-head is the Coupe de Rey. They had 5 goals were scored between the two. They are still coming to meet for this particular tournament competition, and of course, both sides still have a good form in terms of scoring capacity. Looking at the stand performance of the home, you are going to see that recently they've had 5 games, 4 leads, scoring 13, conceding 5. That's a good offense, and defense not too tight. If you look at that of the opponent, on the other hand, they also prove that they are good at scoring. And of course, based on the scoring capacity, you can see they have scored 6 goals in 5 games played, conceding 4. So both of the two sides will cause more strike on and off target. As a result, we expect 1 major pick or 2 picks here in full time. For this particular event, both sides want to impress, more shoot on and off target, and we expect at least 1.5 goal here in full time or 2 goals over. In the next, we looked at Turkey in the Super League. We are looking at Besiktas against Adana Demirspor. In this event, of course, the home Besiktas have proved here in terms of the recent event they've had that the offensive power they had against Hatayspor have been very good, and they do concede also in the recent event so much where they concede 2 and 3 and score 2, conceding 3. The defensive line is not that very tough, but that of Adana just proved to be very weak in the defensive line. And one comparison I want to make is the game they had against Samsunspor and Sofascore, with of course this home team have also had event with those teams, and they proved that they were good in terms of scoring capacity. Of course, looking at this, we want to look at the fact that the home Besiktas sit on a better place, and the recent performance in terms of the defense and offense is far better as compared to that of Adana. Looking at that, you're going to see that Besiktas have had 5 games recently, 3 leads, scoring 10, conceding 6, to prove that the offense is better, even though the defense not too tight. But the defense of the way just proved that they do concede very much with a very weak defensive line, and you can see they sit right here in the last position, conceding 20 goals in just 5 games played. This will give advantage of Besiktas to take advantage of the weak defense of the way. As a result, we expect 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we expect Besiktas, the home, to lead as one of the major picks due to the very weak defense of the way. As far as goal probability is the best option, we'll want to look at 1.5 goal in full time or 2.5 goals in full time is our major pick for this particular gameplay. Looking at the next, we looked at Saudi Arabia in the Saudi Professional League. We are looking at Ittihad against Fayha. In this event, of course, the performance of the home Ittihad have proved to be very offensive in the recent event they've had. Scoring 3, 2, 3, and 2 in the recent game played proved that they are very offensive. The opponent also, on the other hand, do offense as well, and they do concede as much as they can as well. Mostly, the recent head-to-head they had, 4 goals were scored between the two, while Ittihad lead. Of course, this time they're coming again to meet. The performance of Ittihad at home still proved to be very good. And of course, the stance of Ittihad still proved that they sit on the better place. They are leading this table. They have had 5 games played recently, 4 leads, scoring 12, conceding 5. But if you look at that of its opponent, on the other hand, you're going to see that the defensive line and offense is not as good as that of Ittihad. And they sit here, as you can see, that is, they sit right here based on the comparison in the 9th position, where they have had 7 goals conceded and 6 scored. This proves that the defensive line is not very weak. And since the offense of Ittihad is very good recently, and the defense of its opponent is not very tight, as well as have an average offense, we are expecting 2 major picks in full time. For this event, we expect the home at Ittihad to see how they can lead, but of course, goal probability is our best option, looking at 1.5 goal in full time as the main pick for this event. Looking at the next, we looked at Germany in the Oberliga Westfalen. We are looking at Schermbeck against Concordia. Of course, Schermbeck, the home, have proved to be very good in terms of the recent event they've had, scoring 2, 2, and 2. Of course, the recent gameplay they had a game against Inepetal and Entranch-Rem, as well as this particular team, Schermbeck, where, of course, looking at Concordia, on the other hand, they've also had a game against Inepetal. They lose 4 against 2. And Entranch-Rem had a lose 1 against 0. Of course, you can see the home lead against Inepetal to prove that the home still have the probability chance of beating the away, as well as the possible chance also of goals. Looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they have had recently, the form of the home in terms of the recent event they've had have proved here that they sit on the position which is in the 6th. 5 game played, 3 wins, scoring 9, conceding 7. Offense is good, defense not very tight. And since that of the away also in the recent event they've had have proved that they sit right here in the position where they prove to concede very much. 17 goals in 5 game played, give the strength power of the home to take advantage of that weak defense to see how they can put in goals. And of course, they will also want to impress. As a result, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we are expecting goal probability. 1.5 goals as one of our major picks, and we also want to look at 2 goals over as our major pick for this particular event in full time. Looking at the next, we want to look at Spain in the Liga F women. We are looking at Real Madrid women against Costa Adeje women. Of course, the recent performance of the home Real Madrid women have proved to be very offensive, scoring 7, 5, 3, and 2 in the recent game played. Offense is very great, and if we look at that of the opponent, on the other hand, they prove to concede very much with a very weak defensive line where the conceding strength is not good. looking and comparing the stand performance in terms of the recent event they've had, we are going to see that Real Madrid women is the one leading this table. They recently had 5 games, 4 lead, 20 goals scored, and 8 concede. Offense is very great. Defense is also good. If we look at that of away in terms of the recent performance, we are going to see that the defensive line is weak. They have conceded 7 in 5 games played, scoring just 2, making the home have an upper advantage against the away. As a result, we want to look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, the home have proved to have more offense and the defense of the away is light. And seeing the defensive strength of the away concede more, we look at the home to take advantage of that to either lead as one of the major picks, as well as the probability of goals come in. And since the defense of the away is weak as well, want to look at goal probability, that is the way to concede. So expect 1.5 goal here in full time or 2 goals over is our major pick for this particular event in full time. Looking at the next year, we looked at Germany in the Oberliga North. We are looking at Mahlsdorf against TB Berlin. Mahlsdorf have proved to good, scoring 2-3 in the recent gameplay they have had to prove that the offensive line is good. We look at its opponent on the other hand, they do concede very much with a weak defensive line where the conceding strength is very high. Now, looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they've had, the form of the home have proved that they stand a good place. They sit here in the first place, leading this table, having 5 gameplay recently, all the 5 leads, scoring 13, conceding 5. Offense is good, defense is also good. But out of the way in terms of the recent event they've had have proved that they sit right here in the 11th position, conceding 16 goals in 5 gameplay to prove that the defensive line is not very good. As a result, we're expecting 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular gameplay, we expect the home to be the upper hand as well as goal probability. So we are looking also at least 1.5 goal in full time for the particular gameplay or 2 goals over. It's our major pick for this event. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpick events, which we share to members only, as well as our top picks event, then of course you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or the Level 3 Master plan to have access to all our handpick events we share to members only, with each odds to take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You want to make sure to follow that link to see how you can also become a member as others to benefit from our handpick events with huge odds as well as our top picks to take your win to the next level. For those of you who are interested and wanting to join, the link is below this video. You want to make sure to navigate that link and join to benefit from all of these features. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.